live with the jingling ornament and the the Easter egg, not literally, but the thing that didn't get added to the decor, but it's this nice butter cookies tin of Walmart of all places. So that was a nice new addition to the collection. So you can go get one of those if you need something to put your sewing materials in or whatever. Or if you're diabetic, don't eat the cookies, whatever. Holly jolly. So this is not really a planned video, well, semi-planned. It would have been part of the other haul video, I guess, if it had been arrived sooner, but didn't come late. I mean, UPS was faster than the post office. Stuff wasn't getting hung up in Phoenix for a week like it did with the bean sweater over here that you can just barely see hanging off the chair. And not quite out of frame, still the tag in frame. Yeah, so the tag was still on it when I was wearing the thing in the other video. And I haven't washed it yet, even though I was a little bit sweaty in that video. But it's warm-ish still. Okay, so today, when I did get that sweater, though, I got it with one gift card, and then I got 2 more gift cards that my mom ordered because she thought LL Bean is like my go-to, even though it hasn't really been my go-to so much for the LL Bean. Last couple of years, though, with different things and such, and things I want to try out, and things that I already have. Like, I already have like 3 of this shirt in the long sleeve, so I guess I could have ordered the stretch Oxford, which kind of fits me still in large, but they're not really quite proper tuck length or whatever is the new gimmick. So I thought I would apply those gift cards to that sweater retroactively, and then they wouldn't let me. So I had to spend more money that I didn't want to spend to use the gift cards, because if I don't get the stuff when it shows up, the size and the colors are already gone. So there was another shirt. Oh, sorry, it was these. Not the Oxford one, this one, sorry, the Comfort Stretch Sham Braids. I already have a couple of those. I thought about getting either this one here at the top or this one in the middle, but I felt like those colors were kind of redundant of stuff I already have that I haven't really worn. And that fabric, for those of you who are anti-polyester, is not a terrible feel to it, though. It was a little bit warm to really get around to wearing them this season, so this one I haven't worn yet. But pretty similar overall to the old Cambridge Classics. This is High Sierra from Mervyn's, which is slightly different than the Cambridge Classics. These were the little bit more rugged sport shirts, and the Cambridge Classics were the little bit more refined college prep ones, whereas this is kind of, I guess, meant to be in between, but it's leaning a little bit, obviously more of a sport shirt than necessarily an office casual shirt, depending. Some of the patterns are less crazy than others, I guess, or expressive. I mean, this is blue and blue. It's not that crazy, but it's not an office shirt, like strictly, you know what I'm saying? Which again, my default would always be, this you could probably wear in an office with a pinstripe, and of course, powder blue always considered, conservative enough, blah, blah, blah. And these are still sitting here since summer, just because they're handy for videos. So I thought the new shirt would be more similar to this. I know the big reveal hasn't come yet. We're almost 5 minutes in, but I'm definitely going to take you on a tour of other shirts that aren't that shirt. But I'm kind of mad at myself. I don't know. I kind of liked this blue and orangey kind of one. So maybe I would have liked that better with my gift card than maybe in a short sleeve instead of a long sleeve than I don't know why I'm putting the book off to the side. The brushed Jaspe. So there was a couple different colors here that looked appealing. I thought I kind of had enough blue and green, so I didn't order the top one here. But the way they folded it, it kind of fools you because it shows the flap pocket and on the one side, but then when you get the actual shirt, you find that there's no flap pocket on the other side, which is asymmetrical, and I absolutely hate that. If you're going to do that, put no flap and just have a regular pocket like all of your other office casual preppy kind of shirts that you already do that are exactly like all the other ones that other brands do. Because when you only have the one pocket, calling attention to it with the flap is weird. But so anyway, so I got this color, big reveal. But and yes, it is similar to LL Bean's chamois shirt that I do already have that I haven't even worn yet from whenever. It's in a size large, so I bought it a while ago. Because usually something like this I would order in an extra large now to worry about shrinkage, but this could be the year. And of course, I also have this Blair one in an acrylic that is a really yucky material, but a nice mellow, very similar to the same exact thing. So whatever. This was supposed to be an untucked model also, but since I got an extra large just to be on the safe side because it's cotton, and I knew that unlike the polyester thing, probably, could shrink a little bit more, which would be good with the sleeve length a little bit on the long side for me, but the tuck length, it's supposed to be an untucked shirt, but for me, I can still tuck this in, so that's okay. Preferable. We'll see how much it shrinks in the body and my mom looked at it and kind of said, well, it's kind of thin and dish raggy. A week ago, that would have been great because it was 80 degrees still, and I would have been wearing all the time. Now it's kind of here when the weather's already cooling down, and I need something more like this, or even this might be a little bit not warm enough because I was wearing the Scottish plaid earlier, and yeah, I was sweating a little bit in it when I put the jacket over it or whatever, but more of a cozy. This one, a total lint ball. I just got it out of the dryer, and you wouldn't believe how much fluff got left behind. But again, not the exact same. Definitely a much lighter weight fabric, a much thinner go. The Essential Craftsman guy would be absolutely complaining about this collar will never last. It's not, it's the modern sport shirt collar where you can't really fit a necktie under it. You could fit a bow tie if you were so inclined to wear a bow tie with this, which, not likely. Because this is definitely not an office casual, super friendly pattern. This is too many colors, too much going on. Again, not quite a buffalo check because, again, too many colors, too much going on. Buffalo check being, black and red or blue and black or green and black or brown and black. Oh, I did find that one black and red one. Rust brown, not quite red, that I was complaining about a couple months ago that I couldn't find it. It turns out it was in a bag in the closet. What was it doing in a bag in the closet? I don't know. But, as soon as I stopped looking for it, there it was. And okay, so again, but technically a month late for the autumn vibe, but definitely right on time for the winter vibe that starts in, a week? Because usually I try to record on Thursdays to catch the weekend crowd, but since this week Thursday is a holiday, I wanted to cram this in case people are shopping tomorrow or they get gift cards and don't know what to buy. But the gal did not warn me that they raised their shipping rate. It used to be $49 up or whatever was free shipping. Now it's $75 up or whatever. So I did not get free shipping with this. So it still came to almost $40 with gift cards. So again, a week ago, I might've been fine. Now I'm kind of annoyed. Like, really, $40 for kind of a thin shirt that's not, going to be warm enough. But again, there's always next autumn, I guess, if I, don't freeze to death in the meantime, trying to wear it in the harsh, brutal Southern California winter. And once again, I do have kind of almost the exact same thing in a chamois shirt, which is way thicker than their Scottish plaid tartan heritage flannel or whatever you call it. Some of these feel less pilly and linty than this one, though. Like, this is not that old, but it's old enough that it's a large. So I bought it a few years ago and wore it at least some last year. And I don't think it's wearing as well as some of the older ones, but when it changed or if this one's just reacting worse to the drying machine, I don't know. Could be a fluke. Don't know for sure, but it's definitely, yeah, totally different fabric than this. But this, they call it a twill, but again, I expected it to feel more like this than it does because the polyester, again, shouldn't be affecting the texture of this a little. I mean, I guess there's kind of a sheen, a slickness to it a little bit more than the older cotton ones. But this one's also been washed a lot of times. So any, similarity, went by decades ago when I first got the thing. Similarly, I was wearing this shirt. Fans of the channel will recognize this light brushed flannel, and it's even thinner and flimsier than this one, though. But this one did cost me like $80 or something. This was not cheap. I'd never really tried this brand, and I had this for a while. And again, a little dinky collar that you can't really wear with a tie. So borderline office casual friendly, pretty colors, but still not. But this one has no chest pockets at all. One of those hipster companies. I got two of the same shirt in different colors. I don't know what happened to the other one. It's around here somewhere. I forget what colors it is. Maybe I still have it. But yeah, these ones much more substantial. The Orvis, they have different names for different ones. There's what is the names of them? I don't even remember, but this was one of the ones that I didn't end up getting around to wearing this year that I did wear last year. These are typically more like $100 though, or something. They're not inexpensive, but you can see it definitely has much more of a substantial collar, even with the button down thing. The fabric is, again, more heavyweight than I could have worn a week ago. It'd be perfect. I might wear this tomorrow, being New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, rather, in what, half an hour. I'm not going to wear it now. I'm going to put on something else and go watch TV after I'm done running my mouth. But different, and of course, this was not the Blair. I think this is the Hay Band, but this is like a total polyester feeling thing. And so it's not, but it's still maybe a tiny bit thicker, but definitely a less pleasant fabric. I would want to wear a t-shirt under this, and also not a great collar. Almost their collar, definitely meant to be an office casual shirt that you could wear with a solid tie. I'd say the same thing with this, but it'd be harder to find a tie that could go with it. Whereas this you could wear with a navy tie or a black tie or even a burgundy tie and get away with it. A tan tie might be a little too weird. It'd be light color. I don't think that would work, but I think you could wear, it's got, a kind of a royal blue or a midnight blue rather, and then a true navy almost. So again, you could get away with a black, even a knitted tie with this, and just have to wear a t-shirt underneath. This, on the other hand, with the flat pocket, throwing things off slightly, and with the little baby collar, you'd have to have a Rick Springfield, or the Knack or something, one of those really 80s super skinny ties. I don't think a knit tie. You might have enough room for a knit tie, depending on the tie. I don't know. I don't think a knit tie would fit under there as well as I would like. And then just to show them off, for those of you who are new to the channel and never watched any of my flannel shirt videos before, because I have like half a dozen of them or something, this is two different JCPenney ones, again, from about a decade apart. So this one definitely more of a substantial feel, but it hasn't been washed yet. So it does feel closer to the bean, but for like a third of the price, depending on how many gift cards you have, I guess. But they don't tend to wash as well overall and wear as well overall, but they still last a decent amount for what they are and for how much they cost. I mean, I think this one was $18 with tax or something when I got it on special. Whereas this one, some of them I got a long time ago, and I had some promotion or something. And some of them were like $10 or $12, but most of them I spent probably $20 to $30 ish at the time. But again, meant to be more of an outdoorsy shirt than an office shirt. But you could still put a tie under this collar if you really had to. But this pattern, I don't know. Again, apart from a black knit tie or something, I don't know how much. A red tie would look kind of weird, even though there's red in it. I think that would be like, and of course, it depends on what jacket you put over it too. If you had a jacket that had complimentary thing going on, but not too busy, I don't know, something. Whereas obviously this is, straight up tartan. we're crossing over into lumberjack territory again. And the last one I brought back that I swore I was going to try and wear a bunch this autumn instead of that other Woolrich one that I showed both of them in pictures recently. Didn't get around to wearing it again yet after laundering it, but again, it's just there's kind of a theme going on here. But obviously much big, bolder checks, definitely an outdoors shirt, big flat pockets. Heavier weight, but not the same exact material as the chamois shirt from the Bean or the flannel shirt from the Bean or the Pennies. A slightly heavier weight flannel with a slightly different weave than some of their other flannels. So I wanted to see how it kind of wears in. So next week, maybe we'll be wearing this one. Again, probably won't be wearing this one. We'll see what happens. Might be wearing this one. I shelved this one just because it wasn't quite festive holiday colors. But if we get the right weather, I'll wear this again in January for sure. Whereas probably not so much the blue or the more autumny tartan, this one. Even though this is the better weight for winter than some of these other ones, again. But to me, this is more of an autumn shirt still than a winter shirt. So even though autumn here lasts for like a week and a half on a good year, and then it gets all warm again. So, I mean, the actual details of the shirt, it's there's a lot of single stitching kind of going on. I should really talk about the, it's not a heavy duty shirt by any stretch of the imagination, but it's typical, like I said, borderline office casual kind of thing. 100% cotton, made in Sri Lanka. Jaspe Twill long sleeve. I don't know if they offered this in a short sleeve regular apple cinnamon. Again, they had how many colors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colors. A third of those being solids. I didn't end up buying like 4 of them like I usually do with a bunch of Bean shirts just to kind of check them all out. I always end up with extra, but this time I was just like, I'm only doing gift card. I'm not buying a bunch of more stuff because I just got those other 3 shirts from Red Cap. I just got the Hickory shirt from Key. I just got again, I just took this out of the bag. That one's still in the bag. That one I never wore last year. Or maybe I wore it last year. I don't remember. I mean, I have shirts. I didn't really want another shirt. Again, I wanted to just pay off the sweater as much as I could, and they wouldn't let me. So yeah, there's a couple different patterns here that I like. New colors. So how many years they've had this shirt, I don't know. This is the first one that I've gotten that I'm aware of. Easy to wear, hard to pronounce. It's Jaspe for the record, not Jaspe, I guess. Okay, whatever. This versatile all-season layer is soft and comfortable as a flannel shirt, but lighter in weight. So yeah, I mean, I had already read this and was like, okay, fine, send me one and I'll see how I like it. Jaspe Twill fabric uses twisted yarns to create a marled effect. Brushed for instant softness, cotton imported. Traditional untucked fit, relaxed through the chest, sleeve, and waist. So I knew it was going to run a little big, and I kind of bought it that size on purpose, like I said. with a slightly shorter hem you can wear untucked, but not necessarily an always untucked shirt. So I agree. And Time was the first color at the top that I almost bought. And then we got Garnet, I think. That would have been when I have a bunch of clothes kind of this color, and I don't hardly wear them as much as I should, so I'm trying to get through that in the next week and a half before everything goes to grays and browns, right? Carbon Navy, again, something I probably have a bunch of. Quarry Gray, is that what this is? I don't know. River Rock, probably one I'd like if I saw it unfolded instead of a tiny little strip. They could have sold me some more colors if they showed me more colors. I'm too lazy to go to websites all the time to double check things, especially when I'm on the phone with someone who's trying to bum rush me off the phone and not give me a discount. So, anyway, like I said, so that's the one I got. Oh, there was also this sweater that I really liked, this brown one. But I have a similar one to that from last year already that I hadn't even really worn. Everything I'd hoped for. Nice weight, warm, but not too warm. Again, depends on where you live. So what else do I have to say about that? Not too much. Like I said, yeah, another LL Bean shirt. Buttons, regular buttons. Twill weave. Yep, twill weave. You can see it. Hem. You can kind of see where they kind of cheaped out on the bottom here. They didn't give you very much tuckage or seam allowance or whatever you call it. Not a ton. But again, a lightweight, kind of flimsy camp shirt that you're just going to use for casual weekends anyway. And laundry instructions, 100% cotton. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. So that's about it. If you have any, and then they did tack it down on the edges to keep me from being able to remove the flap easily with a razor, because I already put a hole in that red cap shirt a little bit, trying to do that with the stupid pen pocket slit feature crap. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. This video is 10 minutes longer than it really should have been, but yeah, whatever. Like I said, I like it to be more of a kind of a comprehensive guide than just talk for 5 minutes about one thing. Oh yeah, and the Wicked shirts, I have several of these that they don't shrink. They're not, quite the exact same fabric as the moleskin that I liked a little better. But they're decent. And then the chamois shirts, of course, they have two different lines. They have the signature line and then the regular line. One will be more of a slim fit, so you can't fit in it. Yeah. Oh, and then this year they brought back the quilted ones. I was tempted to get one of those, but I do have one of the older ones that has the wool outer instead of the flannel outer. So, yep. So there's that same one that I haven't worn yet, in a size I could order it in size. And this is the one I got last year, I think. Also still in the bag because I really didn't wear any chamois shirts last year. This year, looking like I'll get to wear some. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I guess that's about all I have to say about Bean right now. Oh, and of course the new flagship, the tartans, of course, which I have. What they changed this one. This is a slightly muted color now. Oh, I'm sweating. Excuse me. They went to a slightly more muted color of that, and they still reissued the brown one. This time they came out with the gray one. This is the one I almost bought with the first gift card when I bought the sweater instead. So I would have been happier probably if I had bought this with the first gift card and then got the sweater with the two gift cards. But since I already have a bunch of them in different colors, in fact, I have this one from last year, I think, and this one from, wait, is that the same one? No, that's gray. Yeah, gray. I have two of that in size large. And I have one of that, and I think extra large. Last year there was a green one or something that I like, and I have the Wallace in a large from before that I haven't worn yet either. So I already have like half a dozen that I haven't worn. So wasn't really dying to get another of those. So like I said, this one being a little bit of a late season purchase, but definitely something I should get more use out of in the future than some of the heavier shirts that I love, but it doesn't always stay cold enough for me to use. So, welcome to my world. And I already said if you have any questions, put them in the comments. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. And holiday, do your thing.